Hey, welcome to your Sagittarius horoscopes for the week of September 3rd to September 9th, with not a whole lot going on in Sagittarius this week in terms of planet activity. You guys known as the pot stirrers are just kind of sitting on the sidelines again, not really partaking in the craziness that is going on everywhere else, which is kind of a good place for you guys to be right now, specifically because we continue our focus on the past. And in many cases, I think that's a good thing. In many cases, I think that's not a good thing. It really just depends on where your focus is in terms of being focused on the past. What I see is a lot of nostalgia, a lot of looking back and, oh, I missed this and, oh, I missed that. And a lot of times we're missing our youth. I mean, we're missing the people that were there, of course, too, and the fun that we had and things like that. But I feel like a lot of the time we're missing our youth because the past is the past. It's not. I think we come up with a lot of different reasons why we get stuck there, whether it's people, whether it's where we were, or whether it's the fact that we weren't responsible, but really it's we miss our youth. And I think that we get into a really horrendous cycle around specifically constantly looking backwards, which means we're not enjoying what's going on now and where we're at now and all the work that it took for us to get to where we are now. That's really important. I think I noticed maybe 15 years ago, it might have even been longer actually, that in every instance, in every chunk of time that I was in, I was looking back on the previous chunk of time and missing that because certain people were there. There was certain circumstances going on. There was, it was a lot more fun, and I had responsibility at that time, and then the next chunk of time would come, and I'd missed that last one, even though I wasn't paying attention to it because I was too busy focused on the last chunk of time. You see, it's a vicious cycle that we don't realize we even get into until we're in it. And even then, we're not realizing that we're in it. So I feel like this week, that's really the biggest lesson in this is the past has valuable information for us, but we can't find it if we're getting distracted by all the things that we're pining for that we just can't have anymore. I mean, nobody has been able to reverse getting older. It's impossible. Why we all focus our energy on it being such a bad thing, I don't know. And I'm not saying I'm an exception to that rule. I look at this face every day and go, oh my gosh, it's older than it was yesterday. But you have to enjoy your life now. You have to find the wonderful things about your life now, because before you know it, it could completely change and you'll realize that it was actually a lot better than you gave it credit for. And you'll wish you had it back. And that's just sad. So let's just avoid that sad and look at what we have now. Look at what we've achieved. Look at what this wisdom has given us that has come from age. And yes, old and wise is not as fun as young and stupid. But we have to play both sides because that's how we learn, right? You guys know that. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a coffee. I would really, really, really appreciate that. If you're listening, that's ko-fi.com/heavy metal psychic. I would really appreciate that. I'm Melissa Bruce, the heavy metal psychic, in case you haven't heard yet. And I will see you guys next week. Hey, let's make it a productive and awesome week, guys.